admit I'm still here. But I noticed if the tax does not go through, we might get our hours cut. I think that's uncalled for because some of those people that come there, that is the only place they go. And they need the companionship. And they need the people that can help them there to keep themselves going. But they depend on that. And I don't see where we need to cut it. And I think you could cut out some of this new spending that we don't really need and balance the budget to where we can take care of what we have. We don't need to revitalize Mill Street. That's not a necessary thing that has to be done to save the world.
So the revitalization of it actually can contribute to the general fund. And so when it contributes to the general fund, then we have more money for the senior center to reinstate those things that we have to cut.
Well,
That's the purpose of it.
And grant funding.
And
We have
grant
Well, and generally, whether it went to senior center or not. But we have other things on the table
So-
that we can't seem to afford.
Well, there's, sometimes the things that seem on the table are in a different fund. So when it's like, for example, capital improvements are a completely different fund. So money comes into it that's, we're required to spend on capital improvements only. But the general fund, we don't have like a steady income that's normal or that goes along with some of the taxes that we have. So that's why the general fund is the one that's in the negative. Unfortunately, that affects staffing, which affects what we do at the senior center, as well as some of the supplies and things like that that go along with it.
Right.
So it's that issue, but the sales tax that we're talking about increasing is specifically can help earmarked so that we can replace some of these funds that we don't have at the moment, so that we could pay for those things.
Well, maybe I didn't understand this page 12 in the packet on the revenue.
Okay.
Did you find it? Down toward the bottom, it says Pine River Senior Center rentals. And it has nothing for 2022. And I know we had rentals in 2022.
But we don't know what they're going to be to project.
Well, 2022 was last year.
Yeah.
So we should have had that total at least. And 2023 has had buku bunches of rentals.
So you'll have to look at facility use rentals. At some point, these were, we had different staff members in 2022, and they were putting them in facility use rentals instead of senior center rentals.
Oh,
So it's
well,
just a matter of somebody at the front counter got a check and put it in facility rentals and instead of senior center rentals.
There's no way then of knowing if we can have halfway help support ourselves then that way.
It's in the same bucket still.
But still in the
so-
same bucket.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wondered about that because I know they took in some money on that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'll wait and talk later.
I'm Kay Phelps, and I have voice problems, and I hope you can hear. You're hurting our seniors by cutting the hours. We have people that come to play pool just until we eat. That's the only time they can play at the time. We have people that play bingo after, and we usually work until we get out of there by 3, trying to make everybody happy, give little trinkets as gifts. We don't give anything big. And we take care of it by, we all donate $1 to play bingo. Some people can barely donate $1. Those hours mean so much to people that play card games. They play till 3. And we can't fit them in because we are trying to keep people busy, and we're trying to keep people coming. We love that senior center. We've worked our buns off to get it. And it seems like the food that you donated for our wonderful barbecue we had could have gone to the senior tea and coffee. We don't need the free food. We need our building just those 3 days. You know, I know it costs money for the lights and all that kind of stuff, but you keep putting money in there, whatever it costs to fix that kitchen like you wanted it. I hope to God that people bring in money for the senior center. And I thank you. I know this is hard stuff. I did it on the school board. But please remember those people that can't pay and can't get out unless somebody picks them up. And that's the only place they go. Thank you.
I'm looking at this, the proposed cuts we're looking at right now are through the winter months, and I'm just wondering, you know, with roads and plowing, we tend to have snow. I mean, is an hour later start maybe better? Wait till the roads get better? Yes. So, I mean, I think we went from this being an all-year thing to just now the winter hours. So I'm just wondering if, you know, we can maybe meet halfway in the winter and give our staff a chance to plow the roads, make it safe, get the, you know, it may even help us on our end to have that extra hour on those days, is kind of our thoughts on that. So,
It's using it for the kitchen.
sorry, sorry, Kay, I can't.
Is it on your end where the people are using it for the kitchen?
We don't have that
No.
scheduled.
Well, somebody sure paid for it, and it was the taxpayers to fix it up. Just,
Well,
So that, and then
Little.
I know this is a hard pill, but it's capital improvement that the voters told us that we could only spend it on capital improvements. So all the improvements at the senior center are tax authorized. To use that, to keep it open is operations,
We
which is
can't.
not taxpayer authorized. And that's, and we would love to go back to the voters and ask for maybe a division of that, but that's just not, that's not where we currently are.
Are we, we're in the middle of the public part.
yes, go ahead.
My name is Carl Schultz. I live at 109 Spruce Way up in Forest Lakes, but I am a member of the Senior Citizen Board. And I just want to, what Phyllis said, what Kay has said, I just want to reiterate that senior center, for most of these people that go there, is, for a lot of them, it's the only way they can get out. It's their only contact. It's a health, cutting the hours is much of a health and wellness issue as anything else over there. And we realize what you were talking about, possibly if you need to reduce those hours, maybe we can just, I mean, we have activities from 9 o'clock in the morning until they get over at 3. All 3 days. So, but there may be, you know, some of those activities may be able to be moved a little bit if that would help. But on the other hand, the senior center is used all 3 days, all day. There are things that start at 9 o'clock in the morning. There are things that end at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, I mean, it's a well-used facility. There's probably, I think they serve in excess of 80 meals a week there, the Wednesday and Friday. And if you would ever come over and see at lunchtime, there's 7 or 8 tables of people who are just enjoying themselves, talking about one of the things, reliving old times, coming up with new times. It's a well-used facility. And I appreciate what you have to do. It's just, I know it's hard, but maybe there's a way that we could contribute. Maybe we could change the way some of our activities that started at different times so this would work. But it is used all day, all 3 days. Thank you.
And I think, the consensus, if I know the board and our discussions that we've had outside, this isn't the final. I appreciate everyone being here, and I appreciate those words, because I think we need to hear it every so often when we're doing these difficult decisions. But, from what I'm hearing, we gotta keep looking, right? We gotta keep looking for another $8,000 and keep things the status quo. So I think we're gonna make our best attempt to do that for you.
Luann Wilson, 1591 County Road 526. I love how our seniors are so involved, but I want you to know that building serves so much more for this community than just the seniors. People come from out of town who've been there. They come back when they're in the neighborhood. You can check the numbers. It's not just us old farts. It's everybody else. There's a lot of people come to this building. This is a highlight of this community. You've made it shine now. Let us keep it shining. Let's honor our responsibilities that are existing and do the best we can. And thank you for all your hard work and your blood, sweat, and tears. And come to the senior center. The numbers will support it. If you need numbers, Carrie can provide them for you. And she could probably tell you ages, and a lot of people who are not seniors by any means go to that building. People love it there, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else? All right, you want to talk about our upcoming schedule, Katie? And
Before we move
Oh.
off of that, since we closed the comments, I just want to say I agree. I'm down there, and to reduce the hours, there's so many more things happening than just the activities. There's people coming and going and making connections during those hours. We do have snow days where people aren't there. I know you can't take that away from the salary, but you can, it does reduce the expenses of running the building on those days. We're talking about $8,000. It's $700 a month. There's got to be some other place. I got a great water bottle. I got a great little tool from the city. Can we get rid of the promotional items? Can we do, it's $600 a month we're talking about to save these hours.
Yeah,
Seems like we can find some way.
that's what when we sit down again, I think there's some ideas that have come across that we can look at and discuss.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, upcoming schedule.
So the upcoming schedule is there is no meeting on October 15th. The state requirements for a statutory town is that I may submit the budget to the Board of Trustees. You'll probably get it before then, but that would be kind of the last date that I'm required to get it to you. So no meeting, it's a Sunday actually. November 7th is a public hearing prior or within the regular meeting. I believe it's in the regular meeting is a public hearing announcement that's in the Herald. And then we'll have budget action. It probably won't be on November 7th. It'll probably be on November 21st or December 5th. And we're waiting to determine if the sales tax is passed, because if the sales tax is passed, there's all kinds of things that will change. We're looking at expanding hours at the senior center. We're looking at improvements to the arena. We're looking at improvements to park development and operations, and culture, basically supporting our cultural events, block parties, and 4th of July, and all those things. So I know this is a hard conversation today. The Board of Trustees made it a point to look at this, and when they came out, they wanted to make sure that if it passed, that the seniors center and senior operations would expand to what they are today, so not going the opposite direction. So I just want to make sure you're aware of it.
All right. I think we could go ahead and adjourn the work session. Let's take a quick 5 and we will start our regular schedule program. Like, that's all what we